What up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Bro, I'm so tired. I'm ready to go to bed. What's up? What's up? Cool. Go here, get Instagram set up. Y'all, I'm gonna let it be known. I've been having connection issues today. I got home from work today and my internet flat went out while I was trying to finish up some work today. So please don't be surprised if my stuff goes out because that is all it's been doing today. It's just going out. So don't be surprised if it does. Okay. And now that I know this hairstyle works, you probably won't ever see my hair again. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Until I cut it again or get it braided. But then if I get it braided, you won't see it. And if I cut it, you won't see it. So now that this bad boy can go back, y'all ain't never gonna see this joint again. Mm-mm. And I like my filter on Instagram. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I don't have to put makeup on. Mm. And I like that feeling. Said I like that feeling. No, I would like for it to not. I'm okay with this color, I think. I don't know. Hey, y'all. Sorry, I'm getting Instagram set up. I don't know how that goes. Actually, I like that because it's warmer. Mm, mm. I don't know what my connection gonna do today, so we'll see what happens. What's up? Oh, it is Thursday, y'all. It is the end of the Thursday feels like Friday for me. It feels like the end of my work week, and I be feeling tired and wanting to sleep all Friday. So I'm probably gonna do that. I probably will not sleep all Friday. I have to do some shopping, but then I'm gonna sleep for the rest of it because I'm just tired. Mm. Give it a few minutes for folks to get in. This is actually probably the last time of the day that I can drink. Huh. Well, the new moon in Aquarius is today, I think. Pretty sure it's today or tomorrow. New moon in Aquarius. Y'all, this is my other favorite day of the year, and I don't know why. But February 11th is one of my favorite days. And it's like mad people's birthday, but also like a really tragic day because this is when Whitney died. But I don't know why. Something about February 11th just is like, it just hits the spot for me. I love it. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. Welcome in. Welcome in. Mm-mm-mm. Y'all, this shirt is so comfy. It's so, so, so comfy. Got it at a bar crawl for St. Patrick's Day. Super comfortable. And I love it. I hope y'all are doing well today. It's the end of the week for reading what Miss Taylor said, and another tumultuous. That word is be kicking my butt. Tumultuous. I be trying to say it real fast, so I don't have to deal with the fact that there's so many L's and T's next to each other and O's and U's. It's just an ugly word. Tumultuous week. Another one. Can't be easy over here reading what Miss Taylor said. Can't be easy. But we be in here, and I appreciate our perseverance as a collective, because y'all could have really been like, she got that internet that be going out, and She be missing every other Thursday, so I'm done. I can't do it no more. Y'all could have let me go, and y'all could have left. But here y'all are, coming back again and again. I appreciate y'all for that. I appreciate y'all for that, for real. For real, for real. Whew. Sorry, that's all my rocks over here. Oh gosh, oh gosh. Okay, I'm knocking my light. Well, we've been here for 5 minutes. Welcome in, welcome in. Welcome to Reading with Miss Taylor Said. I am Taylor, also known as Miss Taylor Said, and this is my show. Started the show on November 30th of 2020. Started the show on November 30th of 2020 to accomplish a few goals of mine. One of those goals is to actually read the books that I own. I have collected a lot of books over the years. I've collected a lot of books over the years, whether it's from school, I bought them, they were gifted to me. I've started a good number of them, but I haven't finished most of them. So I actually want to go through and read and finish the books that I own that are in my house. The second goal that I want to accomplish is that I plan on I plan on getting into the public speaking space. And with the things I plan on doing in my future, I'm going to need to be more comfortable with reading speeches and reading teleprompters and things like that in front of people live and, with the proper inflections and pronunciations and things of that nature. So I want to get some practice doing that. And then the third thing that I want to do with my show is get more comfortable with public speaking in general and engaging with an audience. I have been out of the public speaking space since college and I'm almost 30. So I want to get more comfortable with that so that, I can do the thing that I'm put on earth to do, and that's talk to people and run my mouth and inspire people and have fun and all the things that I'm supposed to do. So, welcome to Reading with Miss Taylor Said. We are currently reading The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. Yesterday we yesterday we read the third agreement, which is to not make assumptions, don't make assumptions. And we got a little bit into the fourth and final agreement, which is to always do your best. We started that yesterday. If you missed the episodes from this week, you can check them out on my IGTV. If you're on Instagram, you can go to the Miss Taylor Said page on Facebook and see those previous episodes. If you missed them from this week, if you've missed this book, we started this book last week. So, did we start it last week or we started it this week? Started it last week, I think. This week. I think we started it this week. I don't know. Child, I have pandemic brain. I don't know what days and weeks are anymore. But we started the book and it's up there. So go get you some. But stay here and then go back and watch it after you watch this. All right. So let's go back into the fourth and final agreement, which is to always do your best. And we just finished this story about the master who said, meditate 4 hours and you'll reach your higher self in 10 years. If you meditate 8 hours a day, you'll perhaps transcend in 20 years. And he was asking why it would take him longer, because it's just like, you're not here to sacrifice your life to try to serve some higher purpose. You have to live your life. You have to be happy and to love. And if you could do your best in 2 hours of meditation, but you spend 8 hours instead, you will only grow tired, miss the point, and you won't enjoy your life. Do your best, and perhaps you will learn that no matter how long you meditate, you can live, love, and be happy. So, you don't have to listen. There is not, unless it is your passion and your love to be devout to something, whatever it is that you're trying to be devout to get that higher piece of something, whether it's a ticket, hey, what's up? What's up? Whether it's a ticket into heaven, whether it's I don't know. I don't know what you're trying to get, but it ain't nothing that needs that much of your time. Like, do your best in enough time to where you can still live your life. Because even the ancestors, they want you to live your life. They don't want you spending all of your time day in, day out praying to them and taking up and hanging out with them. They ain't going nowhere. They'll be there right there when you're done living your life. So, doing your best, you are going to live your life intensely. You're going to be productive. You are going to be good to yourself because you will be giving yourself to your family, to your community, to everything. But it is the action that is going to make you feel intensely happy. When you always do your best, you take action. Doing your best is taking the action because you love it, not because you're expecting a reward. Most people do exactly the opposite. They only take action when they expect a reward and they don't enjoy the action. And that's the reason why they don't do their best. For example, most people go to work every day just thinking of payday and the money they will get from the work they are doing. They can hardly wait for Friday or Saturday, whatever day they receive their money and can take time off. They are working for the reward, and as a result, they resist work. They try to avoid the action, and it becomes more difficult, and they don't do their best. Listen, they work so hard all week long, suffering the work, suffering the action, not because they like to, but because they feel they have to. They have to work because they have to pay the rent, because they have to support their family. They have all the frustration, and when they do receive their money, they are unhappy. They have 2 days to rest, to do what they want to do, and what do? They try to escape. They get drunk because they don't like themselves. They don't like their life. There are many ways that we hurt ourselves when we don't like who we are. On the other hand, if you take action just for the sake of doing it without expecting a reward, you will find that you enjoy every action you do. Rewards will come, but you are not attached to the reward. You can even get more than you would have imagined for yourself without expecting a reward. If we like what we do, if we always do our best, then we are really enjoying life. We are having fun. We don't get bored and we don't have frustrations. But when you do your best, you don't give the judge the opportunity to find you guilty or to blame you. If you have done your best and the judge tries to judge you according to the book of law, you've got the answer. I did my best. There are no regrets. That is why we always do our best. It is not an easy agreement to keep, but this agreement is really going to set you free. When you do your best, you learn to accept yourself. Oh, y'all, I'm crashing. When you do your best, you learn to accept yourself, but you have to be aware and learn from your mistakes. Learning from your mistakes means you practice. Look honestly at the results and keep practicing. This increases your awareness. Oh, sorry, y'all. Sorry. Doing your best really doesn't feel like work because you enjoy whatever you are doing. You know you're doing your best when you are enjoying the action or doing it in a way that will not have negative repercussions for you. You do your best because you want to do it, not because you have to do it, not because you are trying to please the judge, and not because you are trying to please other people. If you take action because you have to, then there is no way you are going to do your best. Then it is better not to do it. No, you do your best because when doing your best all the time, sorry. No, you do your best because doing your best all the time makes you so happy. When you're doing your best just for the pleasure of doing it, you are taking action because you enjoy the action. Action is about living fully. Inaction is the way that we deny life. Inaction is sitting in front of the television every day for years because you are afraid to be alive and to take the risk of expressing what you are. Expressing what you are is taking action. You can have many great ideas in your head, but what makes the difference is the action. Without action upon an idea, there will be no manifestation, no results, and no reward. For a good example of this comes from the story about Forrest Gump. He didn't have great ideas, but he took action. Y'all, I'm so sorry. Excuse me. Had to get that yawn out. It was hurting me. He didn't have great ideas, but he took action. He was happy because he always did his best at whatever he did. He was richly rewarded without expecting any reward at all. Taking action is being alive. It's taking the risk to go out and express your dream. This is different than imposing your dream on someone else because everyone has the right to express his or her dream. Doing your best is a great habit to have. I do my best in everything I do and feel. Doing my best has become a ritual in my life because I made the choice to make it a ritual. It's a belief like any other belief that I choose. I make everything a ritual and I always do my best. Taking a shower is a ritual for me. And with that action, I tell my body how much I love it. I feel and enjoy the water on my body. I do my best to fulfill the needs of my body. I do my best to give my body and to receive what my body gives to me. In India, they perform a ritual called puja. In this ritual, they take idols that represent God in many different forms and bathe them, feed them, and give their love to them. They even chant mantras to these idols. The idol itself is not important. What is important is that they perform the ritual the way they say, I love you, God. God is life. God is life in action. The best way to say, I love you, God, is to live your life doing your best. The best way to say, thank you, God, is by letting go of the past and living in the present moment right here and now. Whatever life takes away from you, let it go. Whatever life takes away from you, let it go. When you surrender and let go of the past, you allow yourself to be fully alive in the moment. Letting go of the past means you can enjoy the dream that is happening right now. If you live in a past dream, you don't enjoy what is happening right now because you will always wish it to be different than it is. There is no time to miss anyone or anything because you are alive. Not enjoying what is happening right now is living in the past and only being half alive. Woo! Woo! Don, Miguel, he getting on us today, ain't he? He said, get out the past. Get out the past because when you live in your past, guess what? You half living in the now. You're not living right now. You're worried about a fantasy, bruh. So a line from Buddy Wakefield, which was a line that he heard from someone else, but he used it in one of his poems, says, forgiveness is the release of all hope for a better past. Think about that. Forgiveness is the release of all hope for a better past. Why are you still upset? Why does this so bother you? Why do you can't let it go? Because you could go back and change the story. And no matter how many times you play the movie in your head of what happened, no matter how many times you play that version of that movie in your head, it always is going to end the way that it did because it happened and it was in the past. Forgive yourself and release the hope of a better past. It's not going to happen. It won't. Let it go. Let go from the get-go is what Buddy Wakefield said. Let go. It's not coming back. It's not coming back. One line from a poem that I wrote was spilled milk cannot be put back. There's nothing you can do about what spilled and what went wrong and what broke. You can't change it. You can try to piece it back together, but it'll never be the same. So what you can do is forgive yourself for breaking it, for spilling the milk, and move on. And move on. So welcome in. Welcome in. We are reading The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. Okay, so if you live in a past dream, you don't enjoy what is happening right now because you will always wish it is different than it is. There is no time to miss anyone or anything because you are alive. Not enjoying what is happening right now is living in the past and only being half alive. This leads to self-pity, suffering, and tears. You were born with the right to be happy. You were born with the right to love, to enjoy and to share your love. You are alive, so take your life and enjoy it. Don't resist life passing through you, because that is God passing through you. Just your existence proves the existence of God. Your existence proves the existence of life and energy. We don't need to know or prove anything. Just to be, to take a risk and enjoy your life is all that matters. Just to be, enjoy your life. Just to be, take a risk and enjoy your life is all that matters. Say no when you want to say no, and yes when you want to say yes. You have the right to be you. You have the right to be you. You have the right to be you. You can only be you when you do your best. When you don't do your best, you are denying yourself the right to be you. That's a seed that you should really nurture in your mind. You don't need knowledge or great philosophical concepts. You don't need the acceptance of others. You express your own divinity by being alive and by loving yourself and others. It is an expression of God to say, hey, I love you. The first three agreements will only work if you do your best. Don't expect that you will always be able to be impeccable with your word. Your routine habits are too strong and firmly rooted in your mind, but you can do your best. Don't expect that you will never take anything personally. Just do your best. Don't expect that you will never make another assumption, but you can certainly do your best. By doing your best, the habits of misusing your word, taking things personally, and making assumptions will only become weaker and less frequent with time. You don't need to judge yourself, feel guilty, or punish yourself if you cannot keep these agreements. If you're doing your best, you will feel good about yourself even if you still make assumptions. You still take things personally and still are not impeccable with your word. If you do your best always, over and over again, you will become a master of transformation. Practice makes the master. By doing your best, you become a master. Everything you have ever learned, you learn through repetition. You learn to write, to drive, and even to walk by repetition. You are a master of speaking your language because you practiced. Action is what makes the difference. If you do your best in the search for personal freedom, in the search for self-love, you will discover that it's just a matter of time before you find what you are looking for. It's not about daydreaming or sitting for hours dreaming in meditation. You have to stand up and be a human. You have to honor the man or woman or non-binary person that you are. Respect your body, enjoy your body, love your body, feed, clean, and heal your body. Exercise and do what makes your body feel good. This is a puja to your body, and that is a communion between you and God. You don't need to worship the idols of the Virgin Mary, the Christ, or the Buddha. You can if you want to. If it feels good, do it. Your own body is a manifestation of God. And if you honor your body, everything will change for you. When you practice giving love to every part of your body, you plant seeds of love in your mind. And when they grow, you will love, honor, and respect your body immensely. I love the fact that he's not specifying what respect is. That respect is just what the rules that you make for your body. Whatever it is whatever makes you feel most loved by you for your body, those are the rules that you stand on. And those are the rules. That's where your temple, I was just talking to somebody about this recently, about the idea that your body is a temple. Your body is a temple, not so that you don't tattoo it or you only eat healthy foods or you never have sex or anything like that. Your body is a temple because it deserves to be loved and maintained by you in the way that you see fit, by the standard that you set that makes you feel most loved and most like yourself and most comfortable and happy in your body. Whatever that is, whatever it is that makes you feel most happy and beautiful and comfortable in your body. And when you align your actions and your treatment of yourself with that, that is when you are honoring your temple. Okay, I love that. I was just talking about that this week. Every action then becomes a ritual in which you are honoring God. After that, the next step is honoring God with every thought, every emotion, every belief, even what is right or wrong. Every thought becomes a communion with God, and you will live a dream without judgments, victimization, and free of the need to gossip and abuse yourself. When you honor these four agreements, excuse me, y'all, when you honor these four agreements together, there is no way that you will live in hell. There is no way. If you are impeccable with your word, if you don't take anything personally, if you don't make assumptions, if you always do your best, then you are going to have a beautiful life. You are going to control your life 100%. The four agreements are a summary of the mastery of transformation. One of the masteries of the Toltec. You transform hell into heaven. The dream of the planet is transformed into your personal dream of heaven. The knowledge is there. It's just waiting for you to use it. The four agreements are there. You just need to adopt these agreements and respect their meaning and power. Just do your best to honor these agreements. You can make this agreement today. I choose to honor the four agreements. It's so simple and logical that even a child can understand them. But you must have a very strong will, a strong will that will keep these agreements. Why? Because wherever we go, we find that our path is full of obstacles. Everyone tries to sabotage our commitment to these new agreements, and everything around us is a setup for us to break them. The problem is all of the other agreements that are a part of the dream of the planet. They are alive and they are very strong. The agreements everybody else has made that are outside of these four agreements, they're alive and they're very strong. Sorry, y'all. I'm dehydrated and my energy is real low. So I'm hoping by hydrating, I'm helping myself. I'm sure I am, but I hope it doesn't make me more sleepy before we finish, because we are only 27 minutes in. We gonna listen. I'm gonna truck on through this while I can. I'm gonna truck on through this how I can. All right. Um, that's why you need to be a great hunter, a great warrior who can defend these four agreements with your life. Your happiness, your freedom, your entire way of living depends on it. The warrior's goal is to transcend this world, to escape from this hell, and never come back. As the Toltecs teach us, the reward is to transcend the human experience of suffering, to become the embodiment of God. That is the reward. We really need to use every bit of power we have to succeed in keeping these agreements. I didn't expect that I could do it at first. I have fallen many times, but I stood up and kept going. And I fell again, and I kept going. I didn't feel sorry for myself. There was no way that I felt sorry for myself. I said, if I fall, I am strong enough, I'm intelligent enough, and I can do it. I stood up and kept going. I fell and I kept going and going. And each time it became easier and easier. Yet in the beginning, it was so hard, so difficult. So if you fall, do not judge. Do not give your judge the satisfaction of turning you into a victim. No, be tough with yourself. Stand up and make the agreement again. Okay, I broke my agreement to be impeccable with my word. I will start all over again. I am going to keep the four agreements just for today. Today, I will be impeccable with my word. I will not take anything personally. I will not make any assumptions, and I'm going to do my best. If you break an agreement, begin again tomorrow and again the next day. It will be difficult at first, but each day will become easier and easier until someday you will discover that you are ruling your life with these four agreements, and you will be surprised at the way your life has been transformed. Was not ready. Was not ready this honestly. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. You don't need to be religious or go to church every day. Your love and self-respect are growing and growing. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. If I did it, you can also do it. Do not be concerned about the future. Keep your attention on today and stay in the present moment. Just live one day at a time. Just always do your best to keep these agreements, and soon it will be easy for you. Today is the beginning of a new dream. Child, I couldn't have said it better. I don't even know. I need to, honestly, what I probably will end up doing is adding the 4 agreements to my morning routine. I hadn't even thought about affirming myself with that, like by waking up in the morning, because in the morning I do a prayer to my Ori, and my Ori is my head, because I'm not initiated or in any way under any ATRs, but I did read that you can pray to Ori, which is just literally praying to your head and telling your head what you needed to do for the day. So I'll tell it to wake up and bring me victory and remove any bad energy from me. And I do this little snap over my head. um, I'll also tell my head, to bring me those that want to help me. And if when money and love comes, I pray that it doesn't shut me out and that I receive it, and things like that. And I have a screenshot with a prayer on it, and I read it every morning. But this is something else that I can add by saying, today I will be impeccable with my word. I will not take anything personally. I will not make any assumptions, and I will always do my best. And just starting my day by saying those, looking in the mirror, saying it 3 times. You can say if there's certain things that that you will struggle on. Like if you know that there are specific things that you can name that will make it a struggle for you to keep those agreements, think about those things and name them. Name them and say, I will do my best with, or let's see, I will not take anything, I don't take anything personally. So when I'm on that conference call today, if somebody says something about my work, I won't take that personally, because it's not about me. It's not about me as a person. It's either about my work, or if they're trying to hurt me, then that's about them. And just taking those moments and naming those things and specifying those things. Hopefully y'all can't hear my heat that just came on, and I forgot. I usually turn it off and I forgot to turn it off. Anyway, yeah. That is the end of that chapter. We have gone through all 4 agreements. So now on to the next chapter. Let me go turn this off real quick because I don't like the sound. Sorry about that, y'all. The Toltec Path to Freedom. And then this chapter is called Breaking Old Agreements. Everyone talks about freedom. All around the world, different people, different races, different countries are fighting for freedom. But what is freedom? In America, we speak of living in a free country, but are we really free? Are we free to be who we really are? The answer is no. We are not free. Tell them. Tell them, Don. Sorry. True freedom. True freedom has to do with the human spirit. It is the freedom to be who we really are. Who stops us from being free? We blame the government. We blame the weather. We blame our parents. We blame religion. We blame God. Who really stops us from being free? We stop ourselves. What does it really mean to be free? Sometimes we get married and we say we lose our freedom. Then we get divorced and we are still not free. What stops us? Why can't we be ourselves? We have memories of long ago when we used to be free and we loved being free, but we have forgotten what freedom really means. If you see a child who is 2 or 3, perhaps 4 years old, we find a free human. Why is this human free? Because this human does whatever he or she wants to do. That human is completely wild. just like a flower or a tree or an animal that has not been domesticated, wild. And having fun. They are exploring the world. They are not afraid to play. They are afraid when they are hurt, when they are hungry, when some of their needs are not met, but they don't worry about the past. They don't care about the future and only live in the present moment. Very young children are not afraid to express what they feel. They are so loving that if they perceive love, they melt into love. They are not afraid to love at all. That is the description of a normal human being. As children, we are not afraid of the future or ashamed of the past. Our normal human tendency is to enjoy life, to play, to explore, to be happy, and to love. I just want to state um, these are his views because I feel like this is a very simplistic way of looking at things, and certain things are not being considered. Mental illness is not being considered. I feel like neurodivergence is not being considered when he's saying this. And I'm not saying that you can't be free to be yourself in those with those conditions or traits or anything like that. But it's deeper, like those situations sometimes, like in order for you to even access who you really are, you have to get like attention, like medical attention to like not make your brain normal, but like to kind of clear the fog that trauma or just, having a different ability or a different, not different ability, but like having a different mind, you know, means. Like I just feel like he's excluding that and not really considering that or including it. I feel like he is going very I feel like a lot of these books, I feel like they expect that all their readers are binary gendered neurotypical people, and that's just not the case. So for those of us that are not in the heteronormative neurotypical situation, we know what's up. Okay? We know what's up. Anyway, anyway, let me continue. Because a 2-year-old, and that's the other thing, like a 2-year-old, it depends on how the 2-year-old's being brought up. Because when we were growing up, 2-year-olds in black households were they getting popped early. They getting popped as soon as they can start crawling around. They can get popped on their thighs. So anyway, they not as free as other kids, which is why you can say to some black parents, "Oh, your child is just so well behaved. Your child is just so well behaved." I hate that compliment. I hate that compliment because the only thing that saying your child is so well behaved, now saying that your child is really polite, I feel like that's a good compliment because that is, complimenting you as a parent on helping them have effective communication skills. If your child is really polite and they communicate well, I feel like that's a really good compliment to make to a parent. Complimenting a parent on their kid's ability to be quiet because they're afraid of being hit in the bathroom. I don't know if that's a compliment. I think that's just a way to go on scaring your child. Way to go on instilling that fear into your kid. Now they're not going to be now they're already in survival mode at 2 and 3 and 4 years old. Good job, mom. And I'm sorry, don't mean to sound judgmental, but you know, we all dealing with these traumas. We all dealing with the after effects of all of this. So let's keep it a buck. And I'm saying this as somebody that don't have kids, and I don't feel like I'm wrong. Sorry. I don't mean to isolate parents or anything like that because I'm so excited to be one day, but I just feel like some people Like that Cat Williams joke. It's just like, why are you beating your baby for grabbing the Skittles? Babies are supposed to like Skittles. They're a kid. It's actually down low on purpose. It's physically placed at a lower spot on the shelf, down low, so that it would be right at the eye level for children. It's colorful, it's bright, and it's full of sugar, and there's commercials about it. Your baby's supposed to like Skittles. Why are you beating your kid for liking Skittles? You know? Anyway, let's keep going. Very young children are not afraid to express what they feel. They are so loving that if they perceive love, they melt into love. They are not afraid to love at all. That is the description of a normal human being. As children, we are not afraid of the future or ashamed of the past. Our normal human tendency is to enjoy life, to play, to explore, to be happy, and to love. But what has happened with the adult human? Why are we so different? Why are we not wild? From the point of view of the victim, we can say that something sad happened to us. And from that point of view of the warrior, we can say that what happened to us is normal. What has happened is that we have the book of law, the big judge, and the victim who rule our lives. We are no longer free because the judge, the victim, and the belief system don't allow us to be who we really are. Once our minds have been programmed with all that garbage, we are no longer happy. This chain of training from human to human, from generation to generation, is perfectly normal in human society. You don't need to blame your parents for teaching you to be like them. What else could they teach you but what they know? They did the best they could. And if they abused you, it was due to their own domestication, their own fears, their own beliefs. They had no control over the programming they received, so they couldn't have behaved any differently. Well, there is no need to blame your parents or anyone who abused you in your life, including yourself. But it is time to stop the abuse. It is time to free yourself of the tyranny of the judge by changing the foundation of your own agreements. It is time to be free from the role of the victim. The real you is still a little child who never grew up. Sometimes that little child comes out when you are having fun or playing, when you feel happy, and when you are painting or writing poetry. When you are painting or writing poetry, or playing the piano or expressing yourself in some way, these are the happiest moments of your life. When the real you comes out, when you don't care about the past and you don't worry about the future, you are childlike. But there is something that changes all of that. We call them responsibilities. The judge says, wait a second, you're responsible. You have things to do. You have to work. You have to go to school. You have to earn a living. All these responsibilities come to mind. Our face changes and becomes serious again. If you watch children when they are playing adults, you will see their little faces change. Let's pretend I'm a lawyer. And right away their face change. The adult face takes over. We go to court and that is the face we see. And that is what we are. We are still children, but we have lost our freedom. The freedom we are looking for is the freedom to be ourselves, to express ourselves. But if we look at our lives, we will see that most of the time we are doing things just to please others, just to be accepted by others, rather than living our lives to please ourselves. That is what has happened to our freedom. And we see in our society and all the societies around the world that for every 1,000 people, 999 are completely domesticated. The worst part is that most of us are not even aware that we're not free. There is something inside that whispers to us that we are not free, but we do not understand what it is and why we are not free. But we do. The problem with most people is that they live their lives and never discover that the judge and the victim rule their mind, and therefore they don't have a chance to be free. The first step towards personal freedom is awareness. We need to be aware that we are not free in order to be free. We need to be aware that what the problem is in order to solve the problem. Excuse me. Awareness is always the first step, because if you are not aware, there's nothing you can change. If you are not aware that your mind is full of wounds and emotional poison, you cannot begin to clean and heal the wounds that you continue to suffer. There is no reason to suffer. With awareness, you can rebel and say, this is enough. You can look for a way to heal and transform your personal dream. The dream of the planet is just to dream. It's just a dream. It is not even real. If you go into the dream and start challenging your beliefs, you will find that most of the beliefs that guided you into the wounded mind are not even true. You will find that you surrendered all those years, you suffered all those years of drama for nothing. Why? Because the belief system that was put inside your mind is based on lies. That is why it's important for you to master your own dream. That is why the Toltecs became dream masters. Your life is the manifestation of your dream. It is an art, and you can change your life anytime you aren't enjoying the dream. Dream masters create a masterpiece of life. They control the dream by making choices. Everything has consequences, and a dream master is aware of the consequences. To be Toltec is a way of life. It is a way of life where there are no leaders and no followers, where you have your own truth and live your own truth. A Toltec becomes wise, becomes wild, and becomes free again. There are three masteries that lead people to become Toltecs. First is the mastery of awareness. This is to be aware of who we really are with all the possibilities. The second is the mastery of transformation, how to change, how to be free of domestication. The third is the mastery of intent. Intent, from the Toltec point of view, is that part of life that makes transformation of energy possible. It is the one living being that seamlessly encompasses all energy, or what we call God. Intent is life itself. It is unconditional love. The mastery of intent is therefore the mastery of love. When we talk about the Toltec path to freedom, we find that they have an entire map for breaking free of domestication. They compare the judge, the victim, and the belief system to a parasite that invades the human mind. From the Toltec point of view, all humans who are domesticated are sick. They are sick because there is a parasite that controls the mind and controls the brain. The food for the parasite is the negative emotions that come from fear. If we look at the description of a parasite, we find that a parasite is a living being who lives off of other living beings, sucking their energy without any useful contribution in return and hurting their host little by little. The judge, the victim, and the belief system fit this description very well. Together Together they comprise a living being made of psychic or emotional energy. And the energy is alive. Of course, it is not material energy, but neither are emotions material energy. Our dreams are not material energy, but we know they exist. Hey, friend. One function of the brain is to transform material energy into emotional energy. Our brain is the factory of the emotions. And we have said that the main function of the mind, is to dream. The Toltecs believe that the parasite, the judge, the victim, and the belief system, has control of your mind. It controls your personal dream. The parasite dreams through your mind and lives its life through your body. It survives on the emotions that come from fear and thrives on drama and suffering. The freedom we seek is to use our own mind and body to live our own life instead of the life of the belief system. When we discover that the mind is controlled by the judge and the victim, and the real us is in the corner, we have just two choices. One choice is to keep living the way we are, to surrender to the judge and the victim, to keep living in the dream of the planet. One choice is to stay in the matrix. The second choice is to do what we do as children when parents try to domesticate us. We can rebel and say no. We can declare a war against the parasite. Child, this is the matrix. We can declare a war against the parasite, a war against the judge and the victim, a war for our independence, a war for the right to use our own mind and our own brain. That is why all the shamanic traditions in America, from Canada to Argentina, people call themselves warriors because they are in war against the parasite in the mind. That is the real meaning of a warrior. The warrior is the one who rebels against the invasion of the parasite. The warrior rebels and declares a war. But to be a warrior doesn't mean we always win the war. We may win or we may lose, but we always do our best, and at least we have a chance to be free again. Choosing this path gives us, at the very least, the dignity of rebellion and ensures that we will not be the helpless victim of our own whimsical emotions or the poisonous emotions of others. Even if we succumb to the enemy, the parasite, we will not be among those victims who would not fight back. At best, being a warrior gives us an opportunity to transcend the dream of the planet and to change our personal dream to a dream that we call heaven. Just like hell, heaven is a place that exists within our mind. It's a place of joy. It's a place where we are happy. It's a place where we are free to love and to be who we are. We can reach heaven while we are alive. We don't have to wait until we die. God is always present, and the kingdom of heaven is everywhere. But first, we need to have the eyes and ears to see and hear the truth. We need to be free of the parasite. The parasite can be compared to a monster with 1,000 heads. Every head of the parasite is one of the fears that we have. If we want to be free, we have to destroy the parasite. One solution is to attack the parasite head by head, which means we face each of our fears one by one. This is a slow process, but it works. Every time we face one of our fears, we are a little more free. A second approach is to stop feeding the parasite. If we don't give the parasite any food, we kill the parasite by starvation. To do this, we have to gain control over our emotions. We have to refrain from fueling the emotions that come from fear. This is easy to say, but it is very difficult to do. It is difficult because the judge and the victim control our mind. A third solution is called the initiation of the dead. The initiation of the dead is found in many traditions and symbolically, the parasite has to die. This is faster than the first two solutions, but it is even more difficult to do. We need a great deal of courage to face the angel of death. We need to be very strong. Let's take a closer look at these solutions. Let's see how much book we have left. So we're not going to finish all of that in 8 minutes, 7 minutes now. So I'm actually going to stop there because that would be a really great section for us to start on Monday. Wow. For real, like, this is what I've been saying on the show for a little while now. That you owe it to yourself to be yourself. You deserve to be yourself. You deserve to be you. I deserve to be me. I deserve to be the loudest version of myself, the youest me the meest me that I could possibly be, on some Dr. Seuss shit. We deserve to be ourselves. We deserve to not hide who we are. We deserve to find out who we are and discover ourselves and fall in love with ourselves. I fall in love with myself. And if someone wants to share that with me, I can. That's what Eartha Kitt said. You fall in love with yourself because you're a beautiful person. Who you are is worth loving. Who you are is worth loving on. It's worth looking in the mirror and talking to. It's worth buying gifts for. It's worth dressing up in the things that make you feel happy. Hell, the other day when I was wearing the white shirt with the gray dress over it, there was nothing spectacular about that outfit, but little Taylor, that used to see Ashley Banks with her white t-shirt on and the floral dress, the spaghetti strap dress and all that stuff. Little Taylor was like, ooh, I want to wear that. So I did. And you have to do things, you have to treat your inner child because like you said, we're just children. And when we are our happiest, think about when you're your happiest. When you're your happiest, you are feeding, most of the time, you're feeding your inner child. You're giving your inner child something that they've either always wanted or you know for a fact that they like. You're happy, you're playful, you're joyful, you're enjoying life, and that is worth doing. You are worth doing that. I am worth doing that. You're worth doing that. And it's not easy, and I don't wake up every day believing that about myself. I don't wake up, man. Listen, I just recently got in a new job and I'm so insecure, yo. Like, I'm so insecure. I am struggling. Like, honestly, that's part of why I'm tired now. Not because I'm tired of the job, but just I am exhausted from all the anxiety I've gone through with feeling inadequate and feeling like I'm not good enough and not believing in myself. I am exhausted from the energy it takes for me to not believe in myself, but still push through and do the thing. When I could just believe in myself and be like, girl, you got this. And if you mess up, so what? It ain't that big of a deal. But even now, even as I'm saying that to you right here in this part of my brain, there is a monster or something really mean, the judge. The judge is telling me all the negative things that I actually believe. So I'm the same. I am on this journey too. We're all doing it together. This is not something that you guys are doing alone. This is not something I'm doing alone. And I think sometimes I think that sometimes with the with the pandemic, there's so much isolation that you forget that there are other people out there dealing with the exact same thing. You know, you forget that there are other people out there that are struggling with the pandemic just like you are. Forget that there are other people out there that try really, really, really hard to believe in themselves on a day-to-day basis. And some days they can 7 days out the week, 4 of those days, they really believe in themselves real hard. 2 of those days, it's and then there's one day out the week where they're just like, you know what? Like, I just don't have it today. Yeah, I just don't have it today. I can't, my voice is not louder than the judge and the victim. So, and on those days, honestly, y'all, on those days when I can, I choose to rest. I choose to just treat myself and be kind to myself and be good to myself and listen to my body. And if you are able to do that, I really think that you should. On the days where the judge, on the days where the judge is a really loud voice in your head, if you're able to, take the time to take care of yourself. Make yourself your favorite food. Binge watch your favorite TV show. Wear your favorite sweatpants. Sleep. Drink tea. Whatever it is that makes you feel like you're loving on yourself, do that. Focus on doing that instead of focusing on what you're judging yourself for. That's what I try to do. That's what I'm going to do tonight. Like, I have like routines and not routines, I have rituals that I need to do because of the moon and everything. And I am so tired because of everything I put myself through today mentally. So, guess what? We're going to just take care of ourselves. Listen, we're just going to take care of ourselves tonight. So, y'all, I appreciate y'all showing up. I appreciate y'all being here, even on the days when I'm tired and irritable and things like that. I appreciate it. It is, it's not always easy to get up here. It's not always easy to come up here with the energy and all that stuff. So on the days where I'm not as energetic or the days that I just don't have it in me to do it at all, I appreciate that y'all are understanding, and I'm glad that my audience is small enough still to where I'm able to do that. Um, you know, yeah. Anyway, I will catch y'all on Monday. On Monday, we will finish the book. say. I honestly thought during that section where he was saying like the mastery of transformation, the mastery of intent, and all that stuff, I thought he was going to say the mastery of love. But I will also do my best to be inclusive um, whenever he's talking about like gendered things. I'll do my best to have more inclusive language and edit it in there because we deserve. They deserve. Okay. There's one book, y'all. Listen, hold on. I'm gonna show y'all this before we go. So I in my looking through the books that I have and that I've acquired over the years, I got this when I was in my last relationship, which should say a lot because y'all know I've talked about it before here on the show. I've talked about how raggedy my last relationship was. I got this book called The Art of War for Lovers. It's not even written by the dude that wrote The Art of War. So I was like reading through it and like some stuff I was reading it and I'm like, yo, I just kind of skimmed through it and I think I'm going to start doing that because like it's super gendered and like it's like how men fall in love and then how women fall in love, how women's patience leads to men's proofs. And it's just like I don't want to read this heterosexual bullshit. Sorry, this heteronormative, not heterosexual, but heteronormative bullshit. I don't want to read this binary gender and this is how women are and this is how men are and these are things that because you know what? No one has a monopoly on the human condition and everyone has masculine and feminine energy inside of them. So we are all of those things, all of us. Some of us just have stronger traits, but we we have energies of all of that. So it would be foolish. And then reading a book that is about heterosexual relationships excludes how much of my damn audience? Like, I know there's a lot of people that have opposite sex attraction or whatever, but a lot of my audience is also attracted to the same sex. So that doesn't include it. And there are people in my audience that are non-binary. So why would I exclude them? Why would I exclude them? Hmm? There's no. So, ladies, gents, MBs, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. I wanted to, thought it was going to be an interesting read, but I cannot get past the gendered crap. So, we will not be doing that, but I'll find some other books around my house. But until then, I might just order up all these Don Miguel Ruiz books and then we could go through all of his books. How about that? Maybe go back and read The Secret. I don't know. It's kind of like I kind of like doing the stuff that's about relationships and not necessarily about business and money. Because capitalism is not my focus. So anyway, thank you guys. I hope y'all have a great weekend. And if you're not following me on Instagram, my Instagram is Miss Taylor Said. If you're not following me on Facebook, my Facebook page is Miss Taylor Said. If you're not following me on Twitter, my Twitter is Miss Taylor Said. If you're subscribed to me on YouTube, if you're not subscribed to me on YouTube, go. It's Miss Taylor Said. Also, what I would really love for y'all to do and tell other people to do is email me some questions at misstaylorsaid@gmail.com because I want my inbox full of questions of things. If you want advice or something, you want my ideas or whatever. Anyway, see y'all later. Have a great weekend. Bye.